Party Chair, Republican Party, Scott Gold.
Okay, my Lamar Alexander says if you want people to clap the longest, stand furthest in the back of the room. So that was my plan. But the reality is, if you haven't had the orange pineapple, you need to get some. Governor, I don't know if it's illegal for us to carry some home with the new cell phone laws, but be careful, drive at your own risk. Listen, how great it is to be a Republican in Tennessee and in Loudon County. You guys have the worst problem in the Republican Party. You're all Republican. Everybody's an elected Republican. Now you just got to be nice to each other, right? That's the toughest problem you have. But congratulations. What a wonderful event, Madam Chair. We are going to have an exciting 2020. Donald Trump is going to be the nominee and on the ballot. I do not have to tell you how important that's going to be. But in Tennessee, we're also going to be replacing a legend. Lamar Alexander will not be running for re-election, so we are going to have another U.S. Senate race. If you'll remember, we just got through electing the first woman ever in the history of the Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn. How about that? Governor Lee is doing a great job as the first back-to-back Republican governor since 1869. Now we got one more seat that we need to do, and we're going to have a bunch of candidates come out, and hopefully they'll be here all throughout the year to talk to all the Republican clubs so you can hear their message. We're fortunate tonight that I get to introduce a predecessor of mine, a friend of mine, the former chairman of the Tennessee Republican Party. I always still say he's the best chairman, but ladies and gentlemen, your friend who's been here before, Mr. Chris Devaney.
Thank you, Chairman Golden. Really appreciate that. Look, what a great event this is. And I know you guys are about to listen to some music, and I don't want to stand in the way of that. But what a great event! I want to thank Chairman Brewster for all of her help, and just let's give her a round of applause and the people that made this dinner and all the great music. And Scott Golden, he really is doing a great job as our state chair. It's a tough job. He is all over the place, working with the grassroots, working with our candidates. So I want to thank Scott for all his work. And what a great legislative team we have from out here. Lieutenant Governor McNally and Kent Calfee and Lowell Russell, just a great job. And Congressman Tim Burchett, I love to watch you on Twitter, man. Yeah. Really good stuff. Look, I'm here to represent Dr. Manny Sethi, who is running for the U.S. Senate. And he is no stranger to Loudon County. He's been here before with his nonprofit, Healthy Tennessee, where he's traveled across the state helping patients and people in their different communities. And you're going to hear a lot more from Dr. Manny. He could not be here tonight. He had a previous engagement. But I'm running the Dr. Manny campaign, so I wanted to just tell you just a little bit about Manny. And you're going to hear a lot about it. First off, he was the first. I'm going to just tell you a brief story. He was the first person to get into this race, into the U.S. Senate. And the day before, 2 days before, during the weekend, he got on Monday, June 3rd. You might have seen this on Facebook. He wrote a little bit about it. But we had members of, I'm not going to name any names, but who I'd say is the highest level of D.C. politics, Tennessee politics, call him and try to get him out of the race. In fact, Mitch McConnell's National Republican Senatorial Committee called him really angry that he was about to jump into this race. The reason is they were trying to clear the field. They want their own person. They want somebody that's going to support Mitch McConnell and his moderate policies in the U.S. Senate. And Manny said no. Now it's Manny versus the machine is what we got. And let me just tell you a little bit about Manny. First off, he is a big supporter of President Trump. He's spoken at the invitation of the president at one of his rallies in Nashville. He's briefed the president on health care reform in the White House. He is a strong supporter of President Trump. He will support President Trump when he's elected. Second, there's 3 issues that he's talking about. One is let's get rid of Obamacare and replace it with a conservative health care policy. Two, let's do something real about this opioid crisis. How many people know somebody, a loved one, a friend that's been affected by this? Look, that's a real problem in every community in Tennessee. He is out there, he's going to try to help work with local communities and our state officials to really end this opioid problem. And the reason this makes me this is why I want to talk about this third issue, because it's very important. And that is, we have to do something about our southern border, because it has a lot to do with the opioid issue. Now, Manny is a man of strong Christian faith, and he wants you to know that. But his mother, she has one of the strongest, he'll say this, okay? She has one of the strongest Indian accents that you will ever hear. And she and her husband came to America legally. And she'll be the first one to tell you, we have to build that wall. And Manny supports that. He supports building the wall, supporting President Trump in that, because we have to do it. To end the opioid problem and our drug problem, it's not only illegal immigrants coming over, it's also drugs like fentanyl that are killing our kids that's coming over the southern border. So you're going to hear a lot more about Manny. You're going to hear a lot more about Manny versus the Washington, D.C. machine. And we look forward to meeting you and being on the campaign. You can go to drmanny.com. I'm sorry that I have taken so much time, but I appreciate all that you do for the Republican Party. Thank you.